These are viral food squishies, and these are the edible versions I made of them. Today, I'm turning the internet's most popular food squishies into real food to see if I can trick my minions or kids. Each round, they're gonna have to guess which item is the real squishy and which one they can actually eat. Time's up.
B.
But here's the challenge. Each squishy will get harder and harder for me to recreate. Whichever minion guesses right, they get a point. And the winner gets to keep their favorite squishy. The loser will get slime. Let the squishy games begin. We're gonna start with the easiest squishy, this banana for level 1. This bounces back real slow. It's what you call a butter squishy. But I feel like real bananas already look like squishies, so I wonder if something straight from nature can fool them. Now I just have to make this look like this and this look like this. I'm gonna find one that's closer to the size of this banana, and I think this one comes real close. I'm gonna break it off first. Yes. And then we're just gonna give it a little trim. Yes. And since my banana has a sticker, I'm gonna borrow the sticker from this one and place it on our squishy. Being real careful not to rip it. They already look like twins, except the top of this one is a lot more green than this one. I have an idea. I'm gonna melt some green candy and we're gonna dip the real banana into this to give it that nice green shade. Oh yeah. I'm getting a nice and bright green color, nearly identical match. Let's dip the tip and smooth it out a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I already think this looks like a squishy. But the only thing that I have to do now is to make this look less squishy, which means we need to bruise this baby up a little bit. Give it some brown dots, a little freckle here and there. Sometimes they even have these bruise marks. And I think we're ready for our minions. Keep watching, because to trick my kids, I have to make it hard for them to guess, which means I need to distort their vision somehow. And since we have these bananas, I think the best way to do it is to dress them up as minions. And while we're at it, let's throw in these potatoes too, because one is a squishy and one's a real potato, and both super realistic looking. I bet you guys can't even tell the difference. For round 2, we have this very realistic looking taiyaki, and I feel like it's gonna be a piece of cake to make because I have the machine. All I have to do is preheat it while I make the pancake batter. We're gonna add some flour, cornstarch, sugar, baking powder, a little tiny bit of salt, and I just need to give it a quick mix. It's soft and delicate, and it's gonna be just as squishy with crunchy outside. It's gonna be so good. Now into my milk cup, I'm gonna add some oil, vanilla, and an egg and mix that up. Now just pour this into our dry ingredients. Okay, I'm just gonna mix it again until the batter comes together. That looks pretty good. And I feel like our machine is ready. A few things I have to be careful with is to get it the perfect brown color and not burn it. But since this fish is giving somi, one of my favorite things to get there is a taiyaki stuffed with Nutella. So I'm gonna do that to mine. And to make sure we can get it out of the mold, I need to hit it with some oil. Nutella goes in the center. Now I gotta cover it. I hope this turns out. Close the lid. And now we wait. Oof. It's starting to look pretty golden brown, so I need to flip it on the other side, and we're gonna give it another minute. And I think it should be ready. The reveal. Ta-da! Okay, let me try to get these out. Success. Oh. Hot fish. I mean, the resemblance is pretty close. This one looks the best. The only thing I would say is that this one has an eye that makes it a little bit more realistic looking. So I have an idea. Let's get my edible marker and draw in an eye. This one also has like 3 whiskers. I'm gonna darken this one too. The resemblance is uncanny, but will they be able to tell the difference? We'll see. And now for round 3, we have my favorite Neato, the gummy bear squishy. This already looks like candy, so I feel like this round could be pretty easy because I have this mold right here that is about the same size as our gummy bear squishy. So from afar, I feel like I might be able to fake them out. But first, we have to make our gummy bears. So to make it nice and purpley, I found grape jello. That's gonna give us the same color we're looking for, but I need to make it nice and bouncy. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into a pot. And regular jello isn't that squishy, it's more jiggly. So I need to firm it up a little bit with a little bit more gelatin. Then to give it that bounce from a gummy bear, I'm gonna add corn syrup, and to melt everything together, water. I'm gonna give it a real good mix first, and then we're gonna heat it up until the gelatin dissolves. Okay, our gelatin looks like it's fully dissolved. The only thing is, there's this white scum on top, and I feel like the colors don't really match. And I think this one is leaning a little bit more pink. So I'm gonna pour this into a clear cup, and we're gonna try to color match. I'm thinking we might need a drop of pink here, just to make it a little bit more rosy. And hopefully I don't go too far. Ooh! And I see a little pink tint to it. I'm not gonna go any further because I'm scared, but I do think it's looking more pinkish. Let's pour our gummy bear mixture into the mold. So the first one I poured in has like this cloudy white film. I'm definitely not gonna use that one. This one has less, but we're like Goldilocks and the three bears here. Which one is gonna look best to fake them out? I'm gonna pop this into the fridge, and you guys are just gonna have to wait until later to see the final reveal. Moving on to round 4, the Nido donuts. I have 2 right here, and this is a pretty satisfying squeeze. But the fun thing about this donut is that the frosting is removable. So I could either trick them with a donut like this, or try to make a very realistic, peelable looking frosting. And since I have 2 of these, I have to figure out which one would be easier to replicate, and I am thinking we're gonna go with this purple yellow one. So I had an idea, and I thought using real donuts would be the way to go. But since I don't have a mold this size, I found some donuts at the store that are almost identical in size to this Nido. Yeah, this will work. But now I gotta make this look like this. So we're gonna dip it in some yellow candy melts. And I'm realizing that this yellow might not match this one, but there's nothing else I can really do. So let's just go with it. My candy melts are nice and melted. Let me just stir it until it's smooth. But the problem is like the yellow still doesn't look very similar. This is almost neon yellow. I wonder if I add a drop of yellow food coloring that it might help. Just gonna try it. I have an idea to possibly add just a tiny little swipe of green, but I might regret this decision. Just enough to neutralize it. I don't think that did anything. This is the best I can do. So let's go ahead and dip our donut. I'm gonna try to get it smooth on both sides. Stand it up like that big donut in LA and let it dry. Okay, I realize I need to get it looking a lot smoother than this. So we're gonna put it on a rack and just pour the candy melt right over. Let's give it a shake to smooth it out. Oh yeah. That worked like a charm. Just fill up any gaps and holes. And now I can let it dry. Now let's work on the icing. I have some purple fondant here, which I think will just lay on top of this donut nicely. Just as I suspected. This purple does not look like that purple. So it's a good thing I got some extra white fondant to mix the color, and hopefully we can get it close to this one. Similar to clay, I'm just gonna mix the 2 colors together, and hopefully it's enough to cover the whole donut. I think I might need a little bit more white, because that purple is super dark. A little bit more to go. I don't know if you guys ever played with fondant before, but it feels a lot like slime and dough together. What is that slime called? Butter slime? Leave a comment below and let me know. Okay, but it looks like this is as close as I can get to it. I wish I had pink or something. But now let's roll it out, and to keep it from sticking, I have a little bit of flour at the bottom. Okay, I have a cutter that's about the same size as this, so we're gonna cut a giant hole, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna cut a little hole at the center so that we can press it into the donut. Okay, our donut is nice and hard. The only problem is I need to do a little bit of carving action. So I got my knife, and I'm just gonna smooth out the bottom. I can't get it super perfect, so since I have to cover it anyways, the bottom is gonna be our top. Place it down, cover it with our fondant, stick this in, make it nice and rounded. From afar, I will say, you can't really tell. But don't worry, because their eyes are gonna be slightly distorted with the goggles. So now all that's left to do is add our sprinkles. We got some yellow ones. Place here, here, last sprinkle, and we're done. Wait, that actually looks so good. You guys think they're gonna be able to tell? I might just win this round. Round 5, it's a piece of cake, Nido. And after the last round, I feel a little bit more confident to tackle this, but the layers here will be a challenge for them to look realistic. So to recreate this piece of cake, I had to make a whole cake just to get a slice. Now let's see, how big is this? Because what I'm gonna do is cut out a circle around the same size as this, and then we're gonna turn it into a triangle. Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to. Let me turn this whole pan over. We're gonna let gravity do the work. Ta-da! I might have ruined the sides a little bit, but that's okay because we're gonna cut it off anyways. It's a little bit shorter than I expected. expected. So we're gonna cut another piece. We need to make room for the frosting. And we have almost the same height. Now let's cut off the sides. And here's our slice of cake. Let's start decorating. So my strategy is to cover this whole thing in white, and then we're gonna pipe on the decoration. Since this is so small, I gotta be really extra careful. Because just like a squishy, it keeps moving. Almost done. I gotta get it to be smooth like butter, like criminal undercover. I can't get the sides as smooth as the other one, no matter how hard I try. So I either have to admit defeat for this round or sabotage this one, which I think might work. Cover it up with buttercream. If you guys watch Is It Cake on Netflix, this is what they do too. Let me do those little dots. And now I'm just gonna do the color layers with fondant. Luckily, we have yellow to match the yellow stripe. Why is it so bright? Mix it with some white. Now to do the pink layer, I have red that I'll definitely have to mix with white. How much red, how much white? We'll find out. Oof. This is still giving very much red. It's not even close. This is like magenta. I'm gonna add a tiny little piece of purple. Hopefully I did not ruin it. And now to make the blue teal color at the bottom, I have green and blue. We're definitely gonna have to mix it with white. And I actually think I did a pretty good job matching this one. Yes! This one's gonna look so good. It's the pink one that's gonna give it away. Let's roll these out and cut them into strips. About 1 finger's width. Wish me luck. There's a white layer at the bottom, so I can't touch the plate. And of course it's too long. Next layer is the pink. I'm proud of my color match. This does not look good, guys. This Neato might have been called piece of cake, but trying to make it look real was not a piece of cake. And next up is this burger squishy. The cool thing about this is that you can actually peel each layer to create a custom squishy patty. But since we're at round 6 and it's getting harder and harder, I'm gonna attempt to make all of the layers. And since I already have this giant cake, let's turn this burger into a dessert. So I have my round cutter that is also exactly the same size as this squishy burger bun. And so the cake is gonna be my bun. That was easy enough. Now I just have to try to make it look like a burger bun. And burger buns are more rounded, so I'm just going in with my knife and cutting off the rough edges. Does that look like a burger bun to you? The colors don't exactly match. To make our lettuce, I'm not gonna mess with the fondant again. We're gonna make buttercream lettuce. I'm just gonna dye my buttercream a light shade of green. And hopefully that does the trick. This actually looks pretty good. And to make the ruffled edges of the lettuce look realistic, I'm gonna pipe it on. I just need the edges to look realistic, not so much the inside. And I'd say that looks pretty good. And now we gotta do our meat patty, which reminds me of some brownies. This burger patty is also about this size, so we're gonna go ahead and take this and cut it. I'm gonna dig it out with a knife this time. We don't need the burger patty to look super perfect, although it is looking a little bit darker than our squishy. Should have gone for milk chocolate. Layer it right on top. Now we gotta cut the cheese. Let's grab a piece of fondant. I'm not gonna mess with this one too much because the color is close enough. And since this slice of cheese is pretty thick, I need to make my fondant as thick so it could stand up too. This cheese doesn't have any sharp edges, so I'm just gonna try to mold it. And last but not least, our slice of tomato. Is this the same shade of red? Yes, it looks very close. Luckily, I don't have to put any of the details of the tomatoes onto the fondant because it's gonna get covered with the buns anyways. Here's your tomato. Here's my tomato. Let's cover it up. This was a hard one. Now we're at round 7, and these next two might be the hardest ones to recreate because I have the Neato Honeysuckles. And if you know what popsicles look like these days, they're not this small. But I did see this new viral trend where they're wrapping their Outshine fruit bars with fruit roll-up. And it looks so good. I'm also interested in trying it out. But my challenge is to somehow make this bar as small as this bar. I already feel like I'm gonna lose this round. But I think the first thing to do here is to cut this down. Well, now we're at the same size. Around this corner. Luckily, this fruit bar cuts easily. And I know just what to do with this extra piece. Let's get our fruit roll up. I'm gonna need to layer the strawberry with the blue raspberry one. Here's the blue raspberry. How do I not have any more reds in here? Last strawberry. Except this one has that tongue tattoo on them. I'm gonna have to hide it somehow. Cut this off, stretch it out. Honestly, this looks plasticky enough from afar. And if they're gonna be wearing goggles, I might stand a chance. Here's the bottom layer. I mean, Come on. Not exactly the same color, but this does remind me of that firework rocket popsicle squishy. Too bad I couldn't get my hands on that. Gotta cover this last piece up. Here's the squishy, and here's my fake out. Let's freeze it. But now I have to see what the hype is all about. Let me wrap this extra piece right here with the blue raspberry fruit roll up. We have to let it get nice and frozen and hard, which happened almost immediately. That is surprising because I'm not a huge fan of coconut, but the coconut fruit bar with this blue raspberry is really good. 8 out of 10. Moving on to our final round, the most realistic fried chicken squishy I have ever seen. Like, if you didn't tell me that this was a Taba squishy, I would just think it's a fried chicken because look at it. Maybe it's a little bit on the orange side, but this one could definitely have me fooled. And it's so squishy. So here's what I'm thinking. Instead of making a real fried chicken, because you already know they don't come this small or squishy looking, I was inspired by this viral ice cream fried chicken here that's been blowing up on TikTok. I'm gonna try to make a fried chicken leg ice cream. So apparently these fried chicken ice cream legs is much harder than it looks because they pretty much melt in your hand. So here I have my ice cream tray to keep it nice and frozen. Let's hope that works. But inside every chicken leg is a bone, and that bone happens to be these mini Twix bars. So my challenge is to wrap the ice cream around this candy bar and somehow make it look like a chicken leg. Wish me luck. I think we're gonna need 2 scoops of ice cream for this. Let's flatten it out. This is where I wish it melted a little bit more because this is hard to mix. Gives you a whole new appreciation for Cold Stone. I think that's good enough to stick the leg in there. I am going to cover it with more ice cream, except now this is starting to look a little big. The goal is to also make it look similar size. Let me roll it over, get this side nice and frozen. And I think it's time for me to go in with my hands to shape it. This might be where I mess up, you guys. It's melting. Does that look like a chicken leg to you? Maybe more like a nugget. Okay, I think that looks enough like a fried chicken leg. Now let's do the nugget. Instead of trying to flatten it, I'm gonna dig a little well and cut it in the center. And this is where we stick our Twix in. Maybe that was not a good strategy. Let me cover the top and push it down a little bit. It's definitely looking a lot bigger than my chicken wing here, but the shape looks similar enough. I'm gonna stick this in the freezer real quick while we work on our crumb coating. So a lot of people are crushing their corn flakes to make that nice chicken crumb, except I was lucky enough to find already made crumbs. These don't look alike. These are looking a little too real, so I'm gonna have to color match again. Part of this whole challenge is just making sure the colors look fake enough. So I'm gonna add a drop of orange and see if we could get close to it. I'm gonna have to do this with my hands. It's not doing what I want it to. So now not only do I have realistic looking crumbs, it also just has orange dots in there. Didn't dye it at all. Let me think. What else is this color? I got it. We have some fake Takis. These are Zach's Mighty Rolled Tortilla chips. I think they're supposed to be healthier. But we have the color we're looking for. Oh yeah. This might even work better than the corn flakes. I didn't say that it was gonna taste good. I just need to fake them out. The consistency doesn't look as good as the corn flakes, so I think I'm just gonna mix them together. Now that I think about it, I feel like Cheetos would have been better. This actually could work. Look, there's many different sizes and shapes to the Taba squishy, so I actually think we might stand a chance here. Let's go ahead and roll up our legs. I know we were not supposed to use the Takis, but I'm really curious to see how it pairs with the ice cream, so I'm gonna borrow some right here, dip it in. It's not bad. It actually makes it taste more like fried chicken. It's finger looking good. Let's dip my leg. I think after I dip it, I'll be able to shape it better too. Can't show the ice cream. Okay. Put this back on our frozen mat. Oh look, it already does look like chicken. Now our wing. I'm gonna try to flatten this out. It's looking a little bit large. I'll take my wing, extra crispy. Give it a little tip. Put it back on the mat. And I'm gonna stick this back in the freezer because we're gonna reveal everything right now and I don't want this to melt. I'm ready for them to judge everything, but I gotta make it hard on them. And we have these Minion goggles and I'm just gonna make it a little blurry. Let's test them out. Oh, yes. We are ready. Okay, we're ready to play the game, but the rule is that they only have 10 seconds to decide which one is real and which one is a squishy, and they can't smell or touch the actual food. Okay, guys?
We're ready!
Level 1, you have 10 seconds. Which one is real and which one is squishy?
That one was real.
Banana.
This is A, this is B. Which one?
A.
Time is almost up.
No.
What
no.
A? What A?
That one.
These were real.
Cool.
Minions get a point.
Banana.
Level 2, I need to make it a little bit harder this time. Okay, 10 seconds is very short. So ready? A or B?
B. A. I mean B. B.
Time's up.
B. B. B.
I'm gonna get slime. Minions get another point.
Yay! B's gonna get slapped.
Those goggles were way too clear, and so their vision needs to be distorted again. So I switched out their glasses just in time for round 3.
Oh no! I can still see just perfectly.
1, 2, 3, which one is real? 10 seconds is up. What's your final answer?
A. What's wrong, Mom? We too smart for you?
I am doomed. Round 4, I'm gonna make things darker and they're gonna wear sunglasses. Ready, guys? 10 seconds on the clock. Which one is real and which one is squishy?
B.
You guys need to go further. You're too close.
We're just too good. Letter A. Letter B.
I worked so hard on these.
Letter B. It's too obvious. Yeah, it is.
Final round, you have 10 seconds. Ooh, is this the one where I actually tricked them? 10 seconds up.
A. A.
No!
She's getting slimed. She's getting slimed. She's getting slimed. She's getting slimed. Get ready to be slimed. Cool. Tastes like there's some chips on there.
I can't believe I did all that work just to get slimed.
3.
Not yet.
3, 2, 1. Mom, can we do Jelly Cat next?